It is Racing Electronics here at the PRI show. We're having a great time and catching up with one of the crew chiefs for Super Late Model Racing, Donnie Wilson Racing. Bon Suss joins us. Hey, man, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. It's a great show. Good to be up here.
Always good to catch up, that's for sure. Your 2024 season, watched all your calls run the Snowball Derby. Been running a lot of races. Kind of assess how the season went and your program with Donnie, with Toyota, and everything you're involved in.
Yeah, it was good. You know, we had, I think, just a real solid, I would say, average year on wins and top fives and all that stuff. You know, nothing stellar. Won a few big races. You know, won the Winchester 400 and showed good at a lot of races and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was very competitive. You know, we have real high standards there. Yeah, so we always want to do better. I think the most races we ever won there in a year was 16. So we're always trying to chase them, like, hey, how do we get 17 one year? But no, it was real good. Driver lineup was good, and we'll have a bunch of new stuff next year. So that's exciting.
Super late model racing is a fascinating sport, and it's just come along. We had Bob Sargent on, we had Casey Roderick on, and it's just fascinating. Kind of assess where the sport is and where we're at. You have the SA Stars, you got the big events like the Derby and things like that. Where is super late model racing?
You know, it's really competitive for sure. The Derby really showed out. You know, Ty was quick time with a 17, and with Cole we ran like a 29, and I thought, oh, that'll be good for, you know, 5th to 10th, and heck, we ended up 15th. So ultra competitive field, not super deep. You know, I don't know if that's a little bit alarming or not, but you know, everyone always talks about cost. Cost is always up there. You know, the shows are long, that sort of thing a little bit. But overall, the competitiveness is top notch. Like asphalt super late model racing, like you say, with Casey and Bubba and Nasty and, you know, Cole Butcher here at Wilson and stuff. I mean, we've got really, really good talented drivers. It's still the proving grounds to move on to ARCA Truck, Xfinity Cup. You know, I think drivers need to go through there. So in that case, it's really, really solid.
Really solid. It really truly is the competitive nature of it, and then the technology. These teams like your team and I think that's what Casey Roderick talked about. He said these teams now just do things. They're really getting real life experience on what the next chapter is as well.
Yeah, for sure. The cars have come a long way. You know, the technology's a long way. You know, there's a lot of people that have worked in the top tiers of racing that are competing in it as well. So they bring a lot of stuff with them. There's a lot of access to stuff. A show like this, you know, offers a lot of insight to things people need to be working on. So it's ultra competitive. The teams are getting deep, and that's what makes it good. You know, it's fun to have drivers from the Cup Series come back with the way the Cup car changed. You know, rack and pinion in the Cup car, coilovers in the Cup car, bump stops in the Cup car. It's a lot closer to what a Super is now than maybe an Xfinity or a truck. So, you know, William Byron running our stuff a few times a years back, you know, he really commented that he thought that was, you know, probably his second favorite race car to run to try to get prep for the Cup car. So
that's good stuff. That really is. What's it like, Bon? You've been around the sport for a while. You get a chance to work through Toyota with a lot of young racers. What is that like? Just working with young racers and trying to mold them into better young racers.
Yeah, it's super rewarding, super enjoyable. You know, doing it now for a few times in a few years, and you get a driver and they're around for 2-3 years. You know, you kind of have their freshman, sophomore, up into senior year before they go on and into ARCA, into trucks, into whatever they may go on. So, you know, really I've been able to kind of formulate like what their freshman year should look like, what their junior year should look like, you know, where they should be at, what they have to work on, you know, and Toyota gives me a tremendous amount of tools to do that. Our facility in Mooresville there with all the driver training, from an athletic side, the nutrition, the social media stuff, the competition side, tremendous amounts. So, you know, it's great opportunities to work, you know, with these young drivers. You know, we got some really good ones coming up. You know, Brent Cruz obviously is a star in the making. Young Jade Avedasian is going to be great to work with. She's going to do a lot of straight rail racing here in the next couple of years. Gavin Bochelle. So it's really rewarding to see these drivers, you know, and be able to watch them on Saturdays and Sundays, honestly. And you know, as showing my age a little bit, you know, but watch these kids, you know, go on to the next level. Super rewarding.
Super rewarding. It's funny, you mentioned Brent, you mentioned Jade, and you mentioned Gavin. Those are all my dirt track kids. They really are. There seems to be, I mean, obviously we've talked so much going back to Tony Stewart and Ryan Newman and Jeff Gordon and guys like that, but it really is a good proving ground. But that super late model just kind of hones those skills, it seems like.
Yeah, so I think the Super really offers like the catch-all. Like if they run dirt, if they run micros, if they run midgets, if they run even like a Pro 8 model, you know, a lot of these young kids, one thing we really work on is that they are kind of diversified across even road race stuff, TA2 cars and things like that. So, but I think the Super platform with the longer races like the ASA races, the pit stops, it really starts to hone in what they're going to have to go through, you know, when they get in the big league stuff with, you know, hey, it's a longer race. It's not about lap 5, you know, a midget race takes 12 minutes, you know. And so that for them to come in and you know, try to put it all together, their speed, their feel in the tire, the car, all that stuff, but now carry the car through the race, work with a crew, you know, pit stops and that sort of thing. There's a lot of attributes that the Super offers for sure.
That is fantastic. It really true is. Bond, it's always cool to get your perspective on things. I know once in a while I'll do a pay-per-view race and you're the first guy I run to for wisdom and knowledge and what are we doing here, but I always appreciate that, but I appreciate your time here at PRI.
It's great to be here. Thanks a lot.
There we go. That's Bond Suss from Donnie Wilson Racing, Toyota Racing Development, joining us here at the Racing Electronics display at PRI.